What do you think about the Canadian healthcare system?
For myself, it's great. We basically pay a nominal fee per month, and if I got sick or had to go to the doctor, to the hospital, we don't have to take money out of our pocket, and we always have our care card on hand, and that's it.
It's universal health care in the same way that Sweden's system is, basically, and that the UK system is. It's not as good as the Swedish, it's better than the UK. So it's not as comprehensive as the Swedish system, but it covers 80% of your costs on a regular basis, and some costs more. Compared to the U.S. system, which is basically a private system, quite a bit more expensive. The Canadian system, the BC system, is roughly $600 a year for that kind of coverage that I spoke of. In the U.S., like a private system, as you probably know, Kaiser or similar, is $400 to $500 a month for a comparable service.
In general, I'm pleased with it. I think for the most part we are well looked after, we're taken care of. It's nice to know there's no pressure about payment and that the care is there when you need it. Granted, there are some problems with wait times and things like that, but I think overall we're in a good position.
It rocks. It's the best. I don't understand how the government does it, because I know what my medical is a month and I don't pay for anything.
Well, for me it has worked amazingly. I've had 3 major operations. Each operation cost $112,000, and I didn't have to pay a penny, and these operations saved my life. And so for me, I mean, there's no question. In the States, I would have died.
Well, everything that I understand from Canadian friends and from watching the news, I listen to the Canadian broadcasting, that it's excellent. And that all this mythology about long waiting terms is just that, a mythology. Sometimes if a person has cosmetic surgery or something, I think there's probably a greater delay over there. But in terms of any emergency or anything, I think it goes right away. And I think they're tending not as much as England, but they're going toward the point of really strong preventive care, which eliminates a lot of the higher end sort of thing. People feel free to go to their doctor and get some help, and they're not, going to be crushed by it. And of course, one of the things, both in England and Canada, that if you lose a job and you have to transfer from one job to another, and there's this intermediate period, there's no concern about losing your insurance.
I think that it's a pretty great idea. I think that they have more options also, like I said, with being able to choose if they want to do acupuncture or, different things that's involved in the free healthcare system that they have. I think that's awesome. Everybody should be able to be healed. I mean, that's pretty simple I think everybody would feel the same, but how to do it is another question, and if it's possible, I don't know, if somebody gets it for free and they have to wait, if it's life-threatening, I'm sure they're going to not have to wait, but if it's not life-threatening, I think free healthcare is pretty good deal. So I say yes for Canada.
I think it's good. I used to work for U.S. Customs and Border Protection, so I saw how we picked up a lot of their slack here as far as helping. I saw a lot of instances like neonatal care, how they had to be medevaced over here. But I think in principle it's a good plan. I think a combination of what we do and what the Canadians do, there could be something that works there. So.
What do you think about the Canadian healthcare system?
I've actually gone to the doctor in Canada. I've actually been there. I don't know how it is too much for Canadians, but I think they even make it more accessible. Let's just say it was easier for me to go to the doctor as a foreigner in Canada than it would be for me to go to a doctor here as a citizen.
Okay.
And it was probably even cheaper for me to go to the doctor up there as a foreigner, and because you have to pay more as a foreigner, you don't get the covered healthcare coverage, but it's still like only $120 to go to the doctor, and the prescription was still like a third the price.
Okay.
So, and that was for non-residents, so it's pretty amazing.
Yeah.